Happy July, happy summer. Welcome to the July edition of Anurag Homes Team Waterloo Region Market Update. This video is for you if you are going to be a seller soon. This year, next year, if you are going to be buyers soon, if you are an investor, if you are a landlord, it's going to be very interesting with full of information, full of advice based on my 22 years experience. We have a very active real estate team. We go into the hundreds of homes every month. We will give you the real facts, real stories, and advice for you to what to do if you are into this market to do something in real estate. So listen carefully, watch the different segments for different advices. Otherwise, navigate through the whole video to get a full set of information for you. Let's begin. First of all, I will start with the advice based on the season, weather, what typically happens in month of July. In month of July, what we have seen in the past, this is a typically slower month, July and August. Why? Because schools are off, families are on vacation, hot weather. It's a short summer in Canada. Everybody like to enjoy every bit of this summer. That's in general. But what is going to happen in this July and August based on the market from past 4-6 months? This is going to be a better July and August, little better than other dead summer markets, because we have a late spring, we have a slower market, we have buyers market. Buyers are in the market, they're still shopping, they're still looking at properties. So far what we have seen based on this, July and August is going to be a steady, little more active than the other July and August in past 10 years. And it's not in terms of volume, but activity compared to June, May and April. This is going to be very similar active market in July and August in 2025. My name is Anurag Sharma. I'm a local Waterloo region realtor from past 22 years. I run a full team, Anurag Homes Team, and we have very active real estate agents. We do almost 300 plus transactions every year. So you can see we are getting into hundreds of homes. I like to apply for job of buying and selling your property. Please contact me directly. I will do face-to-face appointment. I'll meet with you. My Calendarly link is below in the video. Please click on that and you can set up your time, your day based on your schedule, and I would love to meet you with this. Hoping to see you sometime. So based upon the numbers, based on what I see and data have shown for the last month of June 2025, looks like we are into the steady market. We are into typical balanced market. That's overall the case, but in general this market is very separated. There are different segments in the market where some segments are doing okay, some are performing better, and some are really struggling. All that information we are going to discuss in this video down the road. The most important data points, number one is the volume, the number of sales in all segments, different segments, days on the market, average sale price, all those different data points we are going to discuss, because as a consumer, as a seller and as a buyer, you need this information. And when we are going to meet at some point, I'm going to share that information with you if you're looking to sell your property, because based on that information and based on your property information, you can make a decision for your property, where to price it, how to sell it, and when to sell it if you are looking to do that decision. Now let's start the market numbers. So let's begin with the volume. In June 2025, the total number of homes sold was 676, which is almost same as June 2024. So the volume wise, looking at this number, we are very comparable from last year. And if we compare the last 10 years Junes, based on that, the market is declined almost 21.3% from June of last 10 years. What it shows that the May and April was slower market, but June is coming with the par with the last year. So we have a little bit of better activity, I would say, based from the last few months this month, and that's why I said maybe July and August are going to be very stable and a little more active than the dead July and August I've seen 5, 7, 8, 10 years back. From total 676 homes sold, there were 442 detached homes, which is up 5.6% from June 2024, and 113 townhouses, down 17.4%, and include 86 condominium units, which is up 34.4%, and 35 semi-detached homes, which is down 25.4%. Based on these four different segments, condominium, townhouses, semi-detached and detached properties, you will see every segment is a different. Detached are doing good, condominiums are doing good. This is a little better news for condominium homeowners because there are a lot of supply, so up in the sales of condominium, showing some factors. The some of the buyers are active, the lower segment of the buyer, the first time buyers, they are taking advantage of inventory, they are negotiating their prices and taking some benefit of this market and start their journey. Instead of renting, they might be buying and looking to move into their own home later on at maybe more like a bigger property, a freehold property. But this segment of condominiums is doing good as compared to townhouses and other type of properties. Now let's have a look at the average sale price. Average sale price of all kind of different property was 780,293. This represents almost 1.1% decrease compared to the June of 2024 and 1.2% decrease compared to May 2025. The average sale price of a detached home was 896,770. This represents 0.2% decrease from June last year and a decrease of 1.4% compared to May 2025. The average sale price of a townhouse was 624,000. This represents 6% decrease from the June of last year and 1.6% decrease compared to May of 2025. The average sale price of an apartment style condominium was 435,000. This represents 5.7% decrease from June last year and an average increase of 0.7% compared to May 2025. The average sale price of a semi was 649,000, on par with the June 2024 and 0.5% decrease compared to May 2025. So if you compare this June's prices, average prices of all different kind, and compare it with the May of 2025, you will see not a huge difference. It's been steady with the prices. It's a little bit less than May 2025, but it's still almost on par, and little bit less compared from last year, because in last 12 months we have seen the market drop down quite a bit. But what that means, if it's very close, it's a little bit down from last year, but it's still better than from the other months of the last year. So this is what it indicates, and we are going to use this data point when we are giving a segment for sellers and buyers. And please watch this video to get a note, because when I'm going to discuss the numbers on what are these prices, average prices, volume, and all those things, it will make a sense to you as a seller buyer why these numbers are very important to listen and watch and make a decision based on these numbers for you. Now let's have a look at the volume. What happened? How many new listings has been added to the market in month of June 2025? In June there were 1,540 new listings added to the system, which was a 5.3% increase compared to June of last year and 15.1% increase compared to previous 10-year average in the month of June. What that shows us is give us more inventory to pick and choose, more competition for the sellers coming into the market, and more price negotiation for the buyer because they have a lot of options to pick and choose. What buyers are doing in this market, they are going and picking the best property, best presented property, good updated house for the best possible down price, and they are negotiating more down. This is what's happening in this market. So buyers are taking the benefit of this market. This is their time. They have the time when they have to give whatever the seller was asking. Now it's their time. Everybody get their time. This is the what we are getting out of this. Sometimes buyers, sometimes sellers. Now let's look at the average number of days on the market. In June of 2025, it was 27 days took to sell a property as compared to 24 days in the month of May 2025. In June 2024, it took 18 days to sell a house, and then 5-year average was 15 days. So you can see number of days on the market shows more than the last month, than the last year, than the average last 5 years. So it's taking more time to sell, and there is a mean to the there's a information for you as a seller, as a buyer, what you can take out of this. We will discuss in different segments, but this is very important. Even this number is not to really represent the exact number, because I always keep saying it's based on the when this property listed this time, this property might have listed before for 3 months, 4 months, a year, whatever that time is, that's not taken into account, because a lot of agents, to serve the sellers better, keep relisting property after a month, after 6 weeks, to refresh in the market. So that number is not taken into account, which is again, I don't think there's a better way to do it. So what we can get as a out of this for the market trends, as I said in the previous segment also, the July and August are usually summer months, are usually almost dead months, happen to be in last years before COVID actually. But when the market has started differently acting in COVID, after COVID, there was a different kind of segments happen in July and August. But I'm based on what I see this year. We have a late spring. We had a late spring market. The market got active, a little bit more active in the later months of the spring. I think July and August will be a little more active as compared to previous years of July and August, but prices are still going to be down. The buyers are still going to have a lot of options. So this is a time of the sellers. If you are looking to sell, then you can still come to the market, but keeping in mind that you have to price it properly. But we'll discuss more into seller segment down the road. But as of overall market, this will be somewhat active market in July and August compared to the other summer markets in the past years we have seen. Now let's start the segments for the advice for buyers, sellers, investors, landlords here. So let's start with the buyers. The buyer have a upper hand in this market, and from last 2 to 3 years market is keep coming down, and everybody thought it may be going up this year with the interest rates already going to cut. But last year we have a so many interest rate cut, but still market was still keep coming down. And now this year tariff has made even its own into the market. It's gave the buyers more better options. It's buyers market kind of right now. They can pick and choose, they can negotiate, they can put all the condition. But this is also a good time for the buyers who are changing their current house to the next house. Doesn't matter, they are upgrading, downsizing, they can put condition on sale of their property. We help a few buyers every month in our team, and then this is how we have done for them. We have negotiated price down for those buyers. We put conditions to safeguard them. We put all the terms and condition inclusions what they were looking for, and on top of that, I think we have already saved 300,000 plus in the savings for the buyers in the month of June 2024, based on negotiation from asking price to the selling price for these buyers. And let's start segment for the sellers here. Sellers are again, it's a tough market for you folks here. You have to be very careful. You have to be very reasonable with your pricing strategy, and also be very selective who you are going to work with, because this is a market not everybody has experienced before. If you as a listing agent, they haven't done it every week, every day in this few last months. It's they don't know how to negotiate, how to make a better pricing for you when offer comes on table, and how to even bring an offer on the table. That takes some skill, that needs some follow-up. And if you're not actively doing this, and if you not have a relationship with the other side of the agent, you can't even get some of the offers on the table. And when offer comes on the table, how to navigate that offer to a better side, so it's a win-win situation for buyer and for seller as well. That brings some experience on hand, and that's why we ask if we can apply for that job, because we are doing it every day and 7 days a week here, and we love to work with you, because this thing matters, who's working for you. Still, for the sellers, I would like to add more things based on the numbers, based on what you see, the average price, you see dates on the market, the amount of listing into the market. There's a clear indications for you how you should be pricing, where you should be pricing, and how you should be navigating through this. House on the market for a long time does not help you. Even you don't have to sell, then don't bring your house on the market. And another thing I would like to add, which I hear a lot when I go to the sellers, that interest rate is going to change in July. Let's wait what happens in July 30th interest rate cut. Folks, there are 6 or 7 interest rates cut last year. What happened to the market? Do you think one interest rate, I'm even not sure it's going to cut in July, but even if it happens, still it's not going to change the market situation. It's not going to change the prices of this market. It's not going to flood of the buyers into this market. So nothing is going to change. If you have to sell, be realistic, price it right, and discuss these numbers what I have shown in this video before, and then we can sell your house if we price it right. And even sometimes we have to price it little less than the last comparable sale, because house sold last month are not now comparables anymore to you, because these houses are already been sold, and it's more competition, more houses came onto the market. And not compare your house with houses on the market. I goes to this listing appointment, there's a one house sold for listed for 1.1, and seller said my house is better, I like to list it for 1.2 because my house is better. This house is on the market for almost 3 months, it hasn't sold. So what do you think your house will be sold if it's a little better or same house as compared to that house? So you have to price it right. You have to listen to someone who's selling these properties every day, and then make a decision. Not emotionally attached to these properties, not attached to the prices of 3-4 years back. Again, when I go to the appointment, somebody tells me, oh, there was a house sold on this street for 1.4. When was that? That was 3 or 4 years back. Again, that 1.4 house is long gone. That might be right now 1.2, 1.1, 1 million, I don't know. But we will make a decision based on what's happening on this market, and be realistic. If you want to sell, price it right. If you don't want to sell, keep this house, don't sell it. Nobody is asking you to sell it. Not try in this market. Let's now look at the segment for the investors. Investors in this market, there are not too many out in the market, but I think this is time for them to come into the market. They have a lot of options available. Same thing from the last few months. It looks like we have a little bit more activity in condo segment. So someone is looking into condominium, buying for investment or even for their own living. This is a time to get into the market, negotiate as much as you like, and get a good condominium for yourself. And even if you're downsizing, there's a lot of options available into this. A lot of single detached properties, family homes, residential townhouses are available for you to pick and choose. Duplexes, they start from mid 600 somewhere in Waterloo region, and you can go up to 700, 750, 800,000 dollars nicely done. Legal duplex apartments, triplexes, fourplexes, sixplexes, eightplexes, they are in the market. They are in the market staying. You can negotiate and build your portfolio. Most of smart investors, they get into the market when the prices are down, when everyone is scared. They can go and buy these properties. Take your own precautions, don't over leverage yourself, but this is the time for an investors to come into the market and start looking at some of those property. We help a lot of investors. We look after the leasing section for them. We have a sister assistant property leasing company as well, property management company. So we can look after you if you're busy with your own work, and if you're out of town investor, we can look after your leasing needs as well. Now let's look at the landlords. The market is steady. The rents are lower than last 2 years, but it's a steady rents. It's not a down market. You have to be price it carefully. Someone like myself who's leasing 8, 10, 15, 20 properties every month can help you to get a good pricing in the leasing market and then rent your property. But things are getting leased. Buyers or tenants are out there looking for property, and some cases, some of the homeowners, they have selling their property, moving into rental segment. The reason for that, when their renewals come, their mortgage payments and all other stuff will be much more higher than they can afford, or they're thinking, actually I heard this one also, that renting a townhouse for $3,000 is much more cheaper when the renewal of the market comes and my payments goes $4,500 or $4,000, and I don't have to pay so much money into the interest. So there are tenants getting into the houses, and the homeowners are the best tenant for you. We love them because they know how to maintain their house, and they actually could be long-term tenants in your property, paying for your mortgage, and they decided to rent, and their wish. But it's a good thing to have a tenants like that, and they are on the market right now, and we can help you to find those tenants as well. So this was for landlord, investors, buyer and sellers, but I'll come back to the selling side, that you have to be careful in this market. You have to price it right. You have to choose an agent, what kind of pricing strategy you're using. Are you listing it high to see what happens? That strategy is not working anymore. Either you have to price it right, little bit under the price. Last sale happened 2 months back, 1 month back, you can't even compare with that, so I'm repeating it again. Or you have to price low to get the multiple offers, and that's not work on every property. It depends on property style, property size, price point, and how down you can go. You can't go too down and then expecting somebody will pay you 200 or 300 or 400,000 until unless it's very unique property. So all those things matter. And if an agent like myself has experience on hand and can you show you what happened with a property like this. I went to for appointment where seller was scared that okay, this can be a wrong strategy. I showed them some example, same price range, same kind of property. This is how much is listed, and this is how much is sold, and this is how much we increase the price after negotiation with the 4 or 5 different kind of offers. That's where the experience matters. That's where we can come and then show you what is the right way to do it. And in some cases, pricing it down and holding offer was not the best case scenario. I will say no to you. Don't do this. Don't try this. It could backfire you. It's not always one size fits all. So we have to see where you have to be in this kind of market.